The neurosomatic system. When this fifth body brain is activated, flat Euclidean figure ground configurations explode multidimensionally. Gestalts shift, in McLuhan's terms, from linear visual space to all-encompassing sensory space. A hedonic turn-on occurs, a rapturous amusement, a detachment from the previously compulsive mechanism of the first four circuits. I turned this circuit on with pot and tantra. This fifth brain began to appear about 4,000 years ago in the first leisure-class civilizations and has been increasing statistically in recent centuries, even before the drug revolution, a fact demonstrated by the hedonic art of India, China, Rome, and other affluent societies. More recently, Ornstein and his school have demonstrated with electroencephalograms that this circuit represents the first jump from the linear left lobe of the brain to the analogical right lobe. The opening and imprinting of this circuit has been the preoccupation of technicians of the occult, tantric shamans and hatha yogis. While the fifth tunnel reality can be achieved by sensory deprivation, social isolation, physiological stress, or severe shock, ceremonial terror tactics, as practiced by such rascal gurus as Don Juan Matus or Aleister Crowley, it has traditionally been reserved to the educated aristocracy of leisure societies who have solved the four terrestrial survival problems. About 20,000 years ago, the specific fifth brain neurotransmitter was discovered by shamans in the Caspian Sea area of Asia and quickly spread to other wizards throughout Eurasia and Africa. It is, of course, cannabis. Weed. Mother Mary Jane. It is no accident that the pothead generally refers to his neural state as high or spaced out. The transcendence of gravitational, digital, linear, either-or, Aristotelian, Newtonian, Euclidean, planetary orientations, circuits I4, is, in evolutionary perspective, part of our neurological preparation for the inevitable migration off our home planet, now beginning. This is why so many potheads are Star Trek freaks and science fiction adepts. Berkeley, California, certainly the cannabis capital of the U.S., has a Federation trading post on Telegraph Avenue, where the well-heeled can easily spend $500 or more in a single day, buying Star Trek novels, magazines, newsletters, bumper stickers, photographs, posters, tapes, etc., including even complete blueprints for the Starship Enterprise. The extraterrestrial meaning of being high is confirmed by astronauts themselves. 85% of those who have entered the freefall zero gravity describe mystic experiences or rapture states typical of the neurosomatic circuit. No photo can show how beautiful Earth looked, raves Captain Ed Mitchell, describing his illumination in freefall. He sounds like any successful yogi or pothead. No camera can show this experience because it is inside the nervous system. Freefall, at the proper evolutionary time, triggers the neurosomatic mutation, Leary believes. Previously this mutation has been achieved artificially by yogic or shamanic training or by the fifth circuit stimulant, cannabis. Surfing, skiing, skin diving and the new sexual culture, sensuous massage, vibrators, imported tantric arts, etc., have evolved at the same time as part of the hedonic conquest of gravity. The turn-on state is always described as floating, or, in the Zen metaphor, 1 foot above the ground.
Okay, so you just heard the description of the fifth circuit / dimension, really. And I remember feeling this way after I did my blood over intent. It's like your first awakening when you're starting to become, 5-dimensional or multi-dimensional. It's also known as the RAPTURE circuit. And, there are different versions of the rapture from different kinds of beliefs that all come from the same stories, just told in different cultures in different ways, but basically the same. And it talks about the first jump from the left brain to the right brain. I can remember being really creative back then. This was like 3 or more years ago now. And started getting really creative and really getting into I was fresh. I felt like I was got my soul back, but I think really what I was doing was soul destruction, but it's okay because I had to get back to be renewed. But it says it can be caused from, you can get to this circuit from socially isolating yourself. And I did that, yeah. Once I did my blood over intent, I shut myself up in my room. Like, it scared my boyfriend, so he stayed out on the couch and he watched TV in here. And I had stopped watching TV, but I shut the door and I stayed in my room, pretty much, me and my shadow in there for about 2 years. And I stopped, being around people, going out. And then the physical stress and the shock the first time that I... when you start to shed that first layer and you start to realize, that there's not really, everything you've been told is a lie. And, you have to shed that first layer of the Fifth Circuit. And I remember, it talked about being, body conscious. I remember, learning how to heal myself, and I started meditating and got connected with the universe. And I can remember in that circuit feeling, the colors were brighter outside, and kind of seeing, time undulate. Some days it felt big and some days I felt small. And there was, it talked about a falling away of the first 4 circuits. I stopped caring about trivial, things. I was, losing all of the things you got to burn off here, the emotions that are bad and negative. And I noticed that there was a difference between myself and so-called soulless people, or maybe they're just NPCs or just whatever. There's a difference. People that aren't destroyed. But I can remember the Fifth Circuit, and that's what that was. And those descriptions, remind me of that. And Fifth Circuit was good. I liked it. It was blissful feeling. It was really light, and it was I was amazed all the time with all the etymologies and epiphanies, and just the first time around, it's you go in these circles, and the circuit's next level up, then it connects. And I connected the circuit so many times it blew up. I think I tried to go to the 8th circuit, but felt like I was dying. It felt weird now that I think back about how it felt, but. So yeah, that was my experience with the Fifth Circuit, and I know that's what that was, and that's what they're describing, and what he's talking about. So that would be the Fifth Circuit, the fifth dimension, multi-dimensional, when you first start that first go-round, till you get to the 6th Circuit.